Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Convos with Friends. And it's me, your host, Michael Shoboale. And this podcast is just where we have conversations with friends, just talking around real life scenarios that will actually help other people learn from it. We just talk career, finance, time management, fitness, cryptocurrency, and all those great stuff and all that. And today with me, I've got Temi. I don't even know if it's Temi. I don't know your full name, but I'll just say Temi. I think Temi is fine.
Temi works.
Temi
I like
works.
to be anonymous.
Oh.
There are many Timis in the world.
Yeah, like earlier on, I texted someone else that was Temi, and then I was, oh no.
Exactly.
So I've got Temi here, and Temi, can you introduce yourself for us? And, yeah.
Hey, Sam. Hey, I just called you your brother's name.
No,
Hey,
don't do
Michael. Hey, Michael. Hey, everyone else. My name is Temi, as Michael just said, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah. So who are you? What do you do? Just let's have a background.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Okay. I always feel like that's such an interesting question. I was reading something yesterday and they were like, how do you describe yourself? Is it like your career, if you're married, you and your spouse and your kids, blah blah blah, all of that to say, who am I? I'm a woman in my mid-20s.
Okay.
I guess I'm here. Let me talk about why I'm here. I'm here because I'm really into technology. So I think that's why Michael has me on this podcast. I work in cybersecurity and I enjoy what I do. And I enjoy perhaps talking to people about it and seeing if maybe, if not cybersecurity, but something tech related resonates with them in any kind of way. So about me, I love technology. I love the possibilities it offers us and the solutions in the world. Find it very interesting, the things that people are able to do with it. I love sports. Big football fan.
Right.
Chelsea Football Club all the way. Big basketball fan. Golden State Warriors all the way. As you can see, I'm a winner. I have a winner mentality about me. So, I love sports in general. Tennis, swimming, you name it. I like staying active as well. So I try and go to the gym 5 days a week. I love reading. So that's a bit about me.
Yeah.
Just a normal person,
Yeah. I mean, you did say many things around what you do and everything that you love, but you didn't give any personal details. Is it because you're a cybersecurity expert or why?
What personal details do you want? I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Tell me about you is a wide-ranging conversation starter. What do you want to know?
Well, I guess that was enough. I mean, maybe we should just go on into what the podcast will probably be about. Your career, cybersecurity. That's very wide. What cybersecurity aspect are you into mostly?
Yeah, I mean, good pickup. Cybersecurity is wide ranging. I'm a consultant, so what that means is I have to have a breadth of knowledge about cybersecurity. I lean more towards the technical areas, so your network security, cloud security is my specific specialty as of this moment in my career. Design architecture, testing, configuration, benchmarking, that kind of stuff. So I've been a consultant. That's been my whole career. I've always been in cybersecurity consulting, mostly because I like the varied nature of it. So a consultant basically means you consult, you help people with their problems, right? The client comes to you with, sometimes it's really specific, I had this cyber attack, this went wrong, help me fix it so it doesn't happen again. Or I just want to improve my cybersecurity. I hear all this stuff is going on out there. Can you come in, have a look, tell us where we can improve? And then anything in between. I need training, I need this, I need that. So it's really varied, and that's what really draws me to and why I'm still here Like it's very dynamic. One day can look very different to the next. Some days can look very similar. I spend a lot of time talking to people, doing presentations, translating from like technical problems, risks, issues, threats into like business language that an executive or manager or head of IT will understand. Um, yeah, and a lot of the space I deal with in now is like cloud security focus, but I also dabble in more like general stuff. So like an overall cybersecurity review, assessment, that kind of thing. Yeah, I would say that's what is that helpful?
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
that
I guess that's.
paint
I
a
mean,
picture?
it gives sort of a wide range that your cybersecurity is not just about one thing. Like you're actually like you have to continually communicate to people. You're protecting the cloud. You're protecting the networks, and
Yeah,
that seems pretty
yeah.
exciting to me.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I remember before I got into cybersecurity, so I studied electronic and electrical engineering. And when I went to university, I wasn't actually planning to go into cybersecurity. I actually thought I used to want to be an inventor, and I actually thought I would be more on the research, development, innovation side of things. But cybersecurity really grabbed my interest in my penultimate year, and I was really curious about there was a huge spate of attacks. So, like the British Airways attack, Sony, and I was thinking like, what's going on in this cybersecurity space? Why are there so many attacks? Like, sounds like there's a lot of problems there. I want to like, and then I got into it and I really enjoyed it and I had a really good education at my first place of employment. Um, yeah, it's very wide ranging. You have anything from like so governance, risk, and compliance, which is all like it's very non-technical. It's just do you have the right things in place that will help you to deal with problems, but just geared towards cyber. Then you have like people training. You have security monitoring, so like trying to find out if there are problems. You have your network security. You have your cloud security. Like it's just very wide range, and you've got resilience, like trying to plan for things that happen. So it's and then the really cool thing is you can jump to different areas, and a lot of them link. So it's really fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot.
I mean, how long have you been there? I mean, how many years?
So I started work out of uni. So I finished September. I started, sorry, September 2018. So it's just coming up to 4 years now, which sounds kind of crazy when I say it out loud. I didn't realize it'd been that long, but it feels like no time at all at the same time. Like I still feel like I'm right at the start.
Wow,
But
wow.
yeah.
Well, 4 years doing cybersecurity. Has there been anything that you have enjoyed the most about it? Like,
Ironically, my first ever project, but it was a big one. There were over 200 people from like 10 countries working on this project. And it was my first project out of uni in like a real job. And it was amazing. Like we were on site. They rented an office for us. Like we became like a small sized enterprise just on the project. And just like the exposure to the client, we were working hand in hand with them because they'd had a major cyber attack a few years prior. And it's what we call an extinction level event. So they nearly lost everything. So they had to recover from the bottom, like rebuild servers, rebuild software, rebuild all the applications and then services, processes. So they were like, we need to make sure this never happens again. So we're going to do a comprehensive, like you rarely see an organization do that where they go from top to bottom. So people right up to their tooling, their networking, their overall strategy, everything. So it was so much fun. Like you're in the office and I was working in disaster recovery, which is like you help organizations plan how to recover from such an event. So they plan like recovery planning, testing, and then you're working with people who are working in networking. And I eventually moved into that. Then you had people who are doing governance, risk, and compliance. Then you had people who were doing the SOC, Security Operations Center. You had people who were doing the architecture. So like you could learn so much just from walking around the office and talking to people. And then socials after work, you talk, like it was just such a great learning experience. And then got to travel to Copenhagen, and I had some colleagues who were going to like Brazil, Singapore. Like it was such a like amazing project for anyone. Like we learned. Everyone who was on that project learned so much. Yeah, that's definitely been my favorite.
And I think one of the major thing about being in tech is that you just get to learn early, and you have to keep building on that knowledge continually just by being around tech guys or tech people. Yes, I think like 6 months in tech just feels like 1 year, like of the amount of knowledge you gain from everybody. But
exactly.
You said you got out of uni like straight into a job. I mean, how did that happen?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So it didn't just happen. I like that question because it was kind of like I had to work towards it. So right before I went to uni, I did work experience. I did a few stints of work experience. And if I had to give anyone advice who was like studying or not, even if you're not studying, like academia isn't the only way, it's really important to like wet your feet. You need to know what it's like to work in an office environment. And I say it that way because you start from there. It doesn't have to be related to what you want to do. Just go into an office for a week and see how it works. Like I did that when I was 15 or 16, somewhere very close to my house. It was through like a connection of my mum's. Sat there, helped them answer phones, crafted emails, like just helped out around the office. But from that, I learned so much like, oh, this is how you dress, this is how you speak, this is how emails work, this is how you speak on the phone. And the next one I did was at the London Stock Exchange. No, next one I did was at Eon because I studied engineering. So I was like, oh, oil and gas. So I applied. So I used to look online and I applied. Eon were doing this thing for a week. It was like an insight week. Went there for a week. Again, different experience. Engineering environment, onshore, offshore. Again, really like this is just all about soaking. They don't expect anything from you. Like you're not doing anything of value. You're just there to absorb, right? So those first two were pure. And then I did another one, the London Stock Exchange, which was just a couple of days. The same thing. I just went there every day, dressed the part, spoke to people, learned more about what they did. And those were just absorption exercises. And what do I mean by that? It's like, I didn't realize the value until later on. So when I was at uni, so this was all before uni. When I was at uni, in my second year, I got a placement at Rolls-Royce. So I had to apply the year before. So here's another tip. If you're at uni or college or whatever you call it in the country you're in, you have to be very proactive. Before you go to uni, start looking for work experience. Once you start uni, you need to start looking for work experience the following summer. That's how the job cycle works. You can't wait until the summer and then start applying. Everything's gone. Anything good is gone, basically. So I was applying in my first year. I didn't get one. Then I came with renewed vigor. Then I remember September of my second year, I was applying to a lot of different places. So then I was able to get a placement at Rolls-Royce after a few interviews and stuff like that. And that was for the summer. That was 3 months. So this was my first really meaningful, applicable work experience. So I say applicable because I also did some underside work for my mum who had her own company, like admin stuff. But yeah, 3 months in the kind of environment that I saw myself being in, again, transformative, like worked very closely with like senior engineers. We were able to work on a project. So then it was like I was starting to apply things that I was learning at university. And it made, because I used to struggle, I felt like my course was very abstract in certain ways. I couldn't see how you'd apply it. So having that practical work experience made it easier for me to focus in my third year, actually. It made me more motivated because I was like, I can see myself doing this, and I can see how this knowledge that I'm learning is actually going to help me do this work and have a career. So that really lit a fire up me for third and fourth year. So yeah, Rolls Royce. Then the following year, I applied again to an internship in Netherlands. So I live in the UK. So I went and spent 4 months in Eindhoven at Philips Research. So both placements were research and development, and I really enjoyed them because they were all about researching and learning new things and testing new things, which is what I'm all about. Even in my role now, I do a lot of research into like new ways of doing things and what everyone else is doing, that kind of thing. So yeah, each time I had to apply way in advance, apply a lot, get rejected a lot. Again, it's like, what can I say to people? You're gonna get, like, if you're looking for a job, prepare yourself for rejections. It sounds weird, but once you accept it, that it's not personal, it's not about you, you'll be fine. Yeah, so Rolls Royce, then Philips Research. Then I got captivated by cybersecurity, so I did a small pivot and started applying for cybersecurity roles just before I started my fourth year. I actually applied, the job I got, I think I applied in like July or August. So technically my fourth year, my final year hadn't even begun. This is how quickly and early you have to start, guys. The work, like trying to get a job is very competitive. Even with like an engineering or software engineering or computer science degree, which are in high demand, there's still a lot of you. So if you want the best jobs, I would advise start early. So I actually got my job by December and I was graduating in July, which allowed me to just focus on my exams and give it my all. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into my first role.
Let me try and drag you back to like the beginning. Like, you know, it's not like it's not easy or it's not normal for someone to just know how to do these things, because you were just like, okay, by 15 I'm going to get a pre-work experience, and then by first year uni I'm going to start applying to this company, to this stock exchange, you know, to like, how did you know about all this? Who told you to do all these things?
Okay, that's a very good question, because to be fair, that work experience when I was 15 was not my choice. So what happened was my secondary school used to do it for everyone. So say there was a period in your year 11, our final year of high school here, when you're 16, where you have to get a week work experience. Like it was mandatory. So they would leave it to you. You could find whatever work experience you wanted to, but you had to have work experience for a week. And I think it was like June or July or 2 weeks. I can't remember now. So that was school mandated, but your school doesn't have to mandate it. You just heard it now. If your school doesn't mandate it, go do it yourself. But that's how I came into contact with it. And then from there, I really enjoyed the experience. And I thought, you know what, it would be good to keep doing things like this. And again, my college sixth form that I went to, so in England, you do secondary school, then you do A levels, then you go to university. Where I did my sixth form, again, they were really good about bringing people in to talk to us. So alumni and other professionals to say, this is what you need to do. A doctor or this or that would come in and talk to you about how they got to where they got to. So I heard from a lot of people, work experience. And then they would say, oh, insight days, spring week. So you start hearing all these different things. And then I just went on the internet. So I'd be like, oh, search. I remember I went to a bank's insight day. I had no interest in working in a bank, but I just thought it'd be cool to check it out. And they gave really good advice, actually. They did like a CV review and I got so like, just do random things. Honestly, like it doesn't have to be that, when you're that young, you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, the world is your oyster. Sometimes what you think you're going to end up doing, you don't end up doing anyway. I'm a case in point. So I say just try loads of different, like experience is key. At that point, no one's really going to pay you. And hopefully you have parents who can like kind of room and board you so you don't have to worry about that too much. Just explore the workspace, explore different workspaces. Like I had a bunch of different experiences. I had a bank, I had an insolvency firm, I had an London Stock Exchange, I had an engineering firm, Then I had like a research. So you just try different things, like try and find something there that resonates with you and then just go for it. And I think now there's so much resources with the internet where you can just search, like, I don't know how it works in other countries, but here there are designated time periods. So in October, in March, in summer, companies do like insight days or insight weeks or work experience weeks. So you just like start searching from the previous summer really for all those kind of opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback off that, it seems school really did something to you by pushing you forward into like getting the work experience or this or
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
But did it play another part in like maybe your other things? Because how can we rate how important was school for you for getting into your career?
Oh, that's difficult. School was important. I think I would say uni was influential. Secondary school was influential because, like I said, they push us to do things like work experience. And I think also your network is also another thing I've realized is so important. What do I mean by that? So you can just like go straight into working, but the benefit of going to secondary school, A levels, university is I met people from different walks of life and like with different perspectives and different interests and different goals. And that broadened my perspective. So, whereas I feel like, because you can do like direct to work schemes or you don't have to go to university, it's not for everyone. I do acknowledge that. I don't think there's one route to success. But one thing I really got from uni, aside from my degree and the academic knowledge that I gained, was just the experience of meeting and interacting with so many different people. Um, and I think in a way that's invaluable. You can replicate it to some extent. So like if you travel, that's the only way I can really see you if you do like a round the world thing. Because at uni, I met people from India, from South Africa, Sri Lanka, South America, Brazil, Argentina, America, all parts of the UK, obviously Africa, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Zimbabweans, like people I never would have met, cultures I never would have come across. Like I lived with different people. Like it just teaches you so much aside from just your lectures and everything. Like the clubs you have exposure to. I played football. I did this. I did Muay Thai. I did kickboxing. Like if you and I was fairly tame. Like there's so many things. Like a lot of languages, new hobbies you can pick up. Like it's I like to think of uni, it's like a nice bubble. It's not quite real life. It's like, for most people, it's like a semi reality. It's like a padded reality. So you have to live on your own mostly. So you learn a bit more about yourself. You learn some independence. Then you're ripped away from all your friends. So you're forced to come out of your shell and learn how to meet new people and form relationships, which is a key skill. It's a really key skill because when you get to the workplace, that ability to be able to connect or find something to talk about with someone you've never met before is pivotal, especially in my line of work as a consultant. Like I have to meet clients and strike a rapport with them. The difference between you winning work or getting that promotion or whatever can literally be the relationship you have with that person. Some may say it's wrong, and Michael and I were actually talking about this before we started recording. I used to think progressing your career and being amazing was just about how good I was at my job, and that's what I was focused on. That was my mindset coming into like my career. I was like, I'm gonna come in and do a good job. I'm not here to make friends, blah blah blah. Not in that kind of way, but just like I thought work had to be just work. But one thing I've realized, especially, I don't know if it's just the UK thing, you can speak to that as well, Michael, but the social aspect is so important. Like your ability, you don't have to be best friends with the people you work with. I'm not. But it's so important for people to feel like they can relate to you, talk to you, you have interests. Because I've heard my manager say stuff like, we're not hiring that person, he's boring. Or she's boring. Like, literally. No, nothing about their qualifications. Just, they wouldn't fit in the team. They're boring. They don't know how, they're not funny. Like, literally. So like, soft skills are so important. Like, I used to think it was all about, like, I'm a very techie focused person. I used to think if I just get really technical, I would just shoot up. No, like, to a degree, yes, but no. Like, you have to be personable. You have to have a personality. How do you get a personality, right? Personality is made up of your life experiences. So you need to experience life. You need to go out there, meet people, try things, so you have something to talk about. Yeah. I would say that was definitely something I wasn't aware of, to be quite frank. But don't get me wrong, I work hard, and I'm like, if I say so, I work hard to stay on top of the game in terms of my hard skills, but your soft skills are also really, really important.
And one thing is that school doesn't actually like get you in a class to teach you soft skills, but it does provide an environment where you're able to, learn these
Exactly.
soft skills. So
exactly, for your interactions with other people.
Yeah. And I just wanted to ask, do you write code? Do you do programming or any of those kind of things in cybersecurity?
I would say I've done that about 5% of my working career. You can if you want. That's the answer I'll give.
All right.
I know this is going to be like, I'm going to get attacked for saying this on your platform, but I find coding boring.
Right.
I'm interested in. You're like, that's the end of this conversation. No, it's not my passion really. I can code. We had to learn how to code. I can code. The most I do these days is like a bit of Linux debugging, or if I'm in a cloud console sometimes, but it's mostly like Python, to be honest, or Java, something easy to read. I don't do intense coding, no.
Yeah,
but that's by choice.
Yeah, of course. Like programming is definitely something that maybe people have to learn at some point. You don't have to be a pro at it, but it will definitely help you like moving into like some of the tech careers. But I've noticed something recently is that there are less and less cybersecurity experts, and more guys just trying to write code, build websites, learn some JS or Python or any of all those things. And I think, this is a prediction. Maybe you can hang it somewhere. Like maybe next year, there will probably be more demand for cybersecurity. But given
like the demand is already very high.
It's already getting high. Okay. So given that, how would you advise someone who wants to get into cybersecurity? Like right now, given that there's going to be a demand for cybersecurity experts.
I was thinking about this because you told me you'd ask me this. No, to be honest, I've been thinking about it more generally because a lot of people do ask me. And I really struggle with this question because, like you've heard from my story, I wasn't planning to get into cybersecurity. So I wasn't equipping myself with any cybersecurity skills. But I was in a degree that translated really well. So like we did networking, we did digital engineering. So I know all about like computers and networks and all the infrastructure that you need to know about in cybersecurity. And I think when I think about what I've had to learn since, it's mostly been the terminology. So like I said, it's quite wide ranging. So I would say if you can sit and have a conversation with someone about, if I said to you, what is a cyber attack? What is a cyber attack kill chain? What is an indicator of compromise? What is a cyber threat? What is a cyber event? What are different types of malware? What is a risk management framework for cybersecurity? Give me a cybersecurity industry best practice framework or standard. If you can answer most of those questions, you probably be hired. I'm not even gonna lie, because there is a lot of demand. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? I say that because cybersecurity, it's only now just been added to university syllabuses. It's not an academic pursuit like that. It's something that like, I'm still learning as a cybersecurity professional for the past 4 years. Even people who've been in this industry for 20 years are still learning. Why? Because the landscape, so when we say that, we mean like the environment, the world, the cybersphere is constantly changing. What does that mean? Like, now things are more connected than ever. We have the Internet of Things, where you have your light bulb connected to your thermostat, connected to your switch, connected to your smartphone, connected to your Wi-Fi, which means potentially your whole home, if you choose to have a smart home, is potentially at risk from a cyber attack. Why? It's connected to the internet. If someone knows what they're doing, they could break in and start messing about. So that means there are now things that we, as cybersecurity experts, need to think about that we didn't have to think about even 5 years ago. So things like hardware, home networks, home security. Like, how do you protect your home? How do you protect smart meters? How do you protect communication networks? Like, it's exploded in such a way that there's so much to learn, and there's new things that we're having to come up with, new frameworks, new processes, new tooling. Like, now, with the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning, there's now new tooling. So previously, I don't want to get too techy, but previously, to protect your network, you just use a firewall, which is just like a device, and it will filter traffic based on rules that you set. So this is good, this is bad. If this is good, let it through. If it's bad, block it. But now, because technology has evolved past that and attackers have gotten smarter, they can pretend to be good and get let through. So your firewall is now way more advanced than ever. Your firewall now uses machine learning to learn what is typical traffic on your network and then block anything that isn't. So, for example, I think we all know what phishing is, right?
No.
So that's when social engineering is when someone tries to use something they found out about you to get more information from you. So, for example, they go on my LinkedIn, they see I work here, and they see one of my colleagues, and they message me pretending to be one of my colleagues and say, "Oh, Temi, can you give me the password to something?" I don't know why I would ever say yes to that, but let's say I say yes to that. They get my password, and then they're able to log into my account. However, because my company has invested in Microsoft 365 Defender, which comes with machine learning, it will detect that my username is logged in from a different location, and it will block that attempt. So things like that, and that's relatively new. So you need people who understand cloud security. Me, oh wow, look at that. Who can help you set up those kind of defenses, because the threat is now different than it was before. So all of that long story to say, you don't need to know everything. For me, you just need to have an interest and be plugged in. So create Google alerts for cybersecurity attacks. Read into it. What's happening? Ransomware is big right now. Start there. Research what's ransomware. Learn from there. Look at what is a cybersecurity attack. Look at WASP. Look at NIST. Look at the NCSC. There's so much information freely out there about cybersecurity, because it is like a public good utility. And just inform yourself. If you want formal training, a certification that's quite good is CompTIA Security Essentials.
CompTIA?
Yeah, CompTIA.
CompTIA, okay. All right.
Yeah, Security Plus.
I guess that's good advice. Anybody that is trying to get into that, can just take any of the advices that you've given. And if you really want to know more about tech, Temi here has a podcast called Let's Talk Tech, and she really goes deep into all different kinds of tech. As you can already see, she's very, very technical in her explanations, and But in that podcast, he actually breaks it down to be actually easy to
understand. Yeah, we'll break it down.
So, before you go, do you have any contact? Maybe someone wants to reach out to you about cybersecurity or any of all those kind of things.
Yeah, you can. Well, I was going to say you can add me on LinkedIn, but the problem is there's a lot of requests right now, and I'm kind of screening them. But if you add me on LinkedIn and put a message, I will respond.
So yeah. On LinkedIn, how would they find you? Your name?
Yeah, Temi, Temi, last name Ogunkanmi. I think there's only one of me on LinkedIn.
Right. Okay, that's it. I mean, it was really nice talking to you, Temi, around this topic, and I just hope anybody that listens is able to learn from it.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't too long-winded, and I hope it wasn't too technical. I think end of the day, just try different things, guys. Enjoy yourself, explore. I think we're very fortunate. We live in like an information age, and things are more accessible than ever with the internet. So just dabble, I say.
All right. So I guess I'll catch you later.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah.